Something about this night felt different. I was meant to be camping with my cat Millie, nothing special, just a quiet escape. But then I met a stranger, and before I knew it, I was following them up a dark, twisting mountain road with no idea where it would lead. What I found at the top, I will never forget. It's been raining for weeks, and not the gentle kind, that sticky heavy rain that soaks everything and just sits in the air. But today, finally, the sun is out. It's humid, it's hot, and it's a clear sign that summer in Japan is just around the corner. So I thought, before the real heat hits, why not take Millie out for a little camping escape? No plans, no destination. I'm just going to throw a few things in the car and drive. Some of my favorite adventures start this way. The other day, I did have a couple of passengers in my car, so I have to convert my car back to its camping state. It's not too hard to do, and that's what I love about the design of this camping car. I'm also going to take Blue Eddy. I've had it sitting at 58% just in the car, and I've plugged in the solar, and straight up it's bringing in power. I'm going to plug the fridge in now and get it nice and cold so I can pack a few drinks, some of Millie's treats, and a lot of water, because already it's probably 9 a.m. now, but the humidity is sitting at around 80% and it's only going to get worse. I'm going to need to keep the inside of the van as cool as possible, so I've got all my window coverings and also this really good portable fan. Just packing up the van, I have broken out into a fully blown sweat and my hair is frizzy. That's just what happens when the humidity hits. But it's not a fashion parade, we're going camping, so all that matters is we have everything we need in the car. And of course, the very special cargo goes in last. Millie is off on an adventure. It's been a little while since we've been out in the car together, so I think she's pretty excited about this adventure. I get such a buzz from hitting the road and not knowing where this day is going to lead me or even where we might be going. But I must admit I did do a little bit of research, and there are 2 roadside stations that I potentially am looking at to stay the night. The first one is a place called Seishu no Sato. This first stop is located in Kinokawa City. After driving out of Wakayama, I followed the river along to Kinokawa City. Seishu no Sato is a roadside station that is dedicated to Hanaoka Seishu, and amazingly, he is the first surgeon in Japan to perform general anesthesia. This place is a really peaceful setting. It's got free parking and it's right next to the Flower Hill Museum, and it also has the old clinic house, which feels just like stepping into history. I love looking at the museum so much that I decided I'd pay to go and visit the clinic house and just see what it was like back in the day when they had hospitals running out of old Japanese kominkas. I'm a member of JAF, Japan Automobile Foundation, and that gets me discounts on lots of different entrance fees for different places. This one was only 300 yen, and with my JAF I got a 50 yen discount. The old house is definitely in original condition, but they've kept everything looking like how it was back in the day. They've even got examples of what it would have looked like, the clothing and the different kimono that people would have worn here at the hospital. I just found it so interesting and amazing to realize that this piece of history is exactly left how it would have been hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So Hanaoka Seishu was born here in Wakayama, and in 1804 he became the first surgeon in the world to perform surgery using general anesthesia. I'm just going to quickly ask about staying here the night.
裏の方の駐車場ありますね。そこに止めて 皆さん
OK
いてはります。
じゃあそうします、ありがとうございます。
そしたら水道にトイレもありますし。
そうですよね、
うん、
そう思った。今日一応泊まろうかなと思って、
あ
りがとうございました。
はい、
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。お気をつけて。はい。
It's nice to know that camping here is an option for tonight, but I do have one more place that I want to check out. It's just down the road, probably about 15-20 minutes down the road. It's on a river and I feel like it might be a little bit cooler. Little did I know that this decision to check out this other campsite would lead to a very interesting evening. As I said before, this little camping escape wasn't something I planned, but life in Japan can be full of unexpected adventures like this. While I live here now, a lot of my family and friends back home love to visit, and they always ask me how to stay connected while they travel. My answer is always Saily, and thank you to Saily for sponsoring this video. It's a travel eSIM app that makes staying online super easy without messing around with airport SIM cards or surprise roaming charges. You download the app once, pick a plan for the country or region you're visiting, and that's it. No lines, no physical SIMs, no shady vendors. It's affordable, works in over 200 countries, and even includes smart features like ad blocking and online privacy protection. My family uses it every time they travel, and yes, they use my code too. So if you're planning a trip or know someone who is, download the Saily app, choose your destination, get an exclusive 15% discount on Saily eSIM data plans with my code Chani at checkout. Straight away, I'm loving this roadside station and I'm packing Millie up in the pram because we're going to head off and explore this river setting. It looks amazing. There are a lot of people around and it wasn't long before a couple spotted me putting Millie into the pram and they made a beeline for me and wanted to say g'day.
ちも猫ちゃんいててね、主人とね、こう車で、回ってるんですか？回ったり、いや、やりたいなって、主人がもう仕事リタイアしたらね、そしたら、こういうのいるねって言って、種類は何ですか？
これ、ラグドル。
ああ、似てるね。うちのはね、ノルウェージャンフォレストキャットっていうね、毛の長いね。
They're a lovely couple and we had some good conversations. It turns out, believe it or not, their son is currently in Australia, and not only that, he's in Brisbane, right where I'm from. So it was really just an amazing coincidence that we happened to meet. During our conversation, we ended up sharing details and we made a promise to catch up with each other tonight because there's something very exciting happening up in the mountains that only happens at this time of year in Japan. Because we were chatting for so long, I aborted my mission to go for a little walk. I thought it was just getting a little bit too hot outside, so we're going to wait until later on in the afternoon. And we had some lunch and just really relaxed in the van looking at the scenery. Then suddenly, again, out of the blue, another person came up to me to have a look at Millie. And believe it or not, this young family that pulled up next to me actually had one dog and two cats in their car. And we got to know each other just because they were parked next to me. And their cats also walk on a lead, which was just amazing. So I was trying to introduce Millie to the other cats and hope that they could be friends. But Millie wasn't having a bar of it. And we tried to go for a little walk. Millie was really curious and interested, but she didn't want to get out of her pram. So I was just gently with her, making sure that she was comfortable. She insisted on going back to the car and getting in her pram. She didn't want to walk free. And I can understand it was sort of an open area. She probably felt a little bit insecure. So this family was going for a walk and they were happy to go for a walk with me and Millie. So I got Millie in a pram and I'm just going to take it slowly, but check out their cat. Look how similar it is to Millie. The other cat was curious and friendly, but Millie was just hissing and sending off a warning. Fair call. She hasn't seen many cats before, so it was probably a bit of a shock. It was so interesting to watch Millie's reaction to another cat and just to see that, oh look, there's another cat in the world and look what they're doing. They're doing what I do. They're walking on a lead out in the open. So it was a little bit later in the day by now and the breeze had picked up. So it was feeling a little bit cooler than what it was before, but it was still pretty hot out in the sun. So I was just watching Millie carefully just to make sure she wasn't panting and making sure that she was comfortable. But it was great. It was a lot of fun to walk around with this family. I haven't actually met any other people that walk their cats, so this was a lot of fun. Now this family has 2 cats that they're traveling around with. You saw the other one before and this is their white one. They're both a Scottish fold breed. So a little bit different to the ragdoll. They've got the small folded ears, but they're also both really, really fluffy. I never imagined my life would look like this, walking my cat by a river in the Japanese countryside and chasing small adventures on these days off. But that's the thing, life doesn't always follow a plan. It twists, it flows, and sometimes it takes you somewhere better than you expected. That's why I always remind myself life is a journey. It's kind of become my little motto. In fact, I have put it on a shirt. So if you want one too, they're in my shop. But either way, I hope you're finding joy in your own journey, wherever it's taking you. We're going to head back to the van now and just have a little lie down and a rest. And I want to make sure Millie is staying hydrated. I don't know why I always obsess when she doesn't drink water, especially on a hot day like this. So I have her special treat. It's the churu, the little treat packs. And my little secret tip for getting cats to drink water is I put it on the edge of her bowl of water and some of it falls into the water and she ends up drinking the water because it tastes really good. So I know that churu in themselves have a high moisture content, so they're good for rehydrating your animals, but I just want to make sure she's getting lots of water on such a hot, humid day. It was so cool to meet that lovely family next to me and really nice to see how they also integrate the cats and their dog into their lives and take them out just like I'm doing. It really reassures me that it's okay to take your cat out. They do enjoy it. For the rest of the afternoon, Millie and I didn't do much. We just lay back in the car. We had the fans on and the windows open. It was really nice just to listen to the sound of the river. It was so relaxing, and I also had time to make a few calls home to catch up with friends and family. Millie was beside me and we just took it slow. No rush, no schedule. We were just really enjoying where we were. That's really the best part of the journey. One of the things I love doing is just sitting down and watching a passing parade, and every now and then I could see different people walking their animals up and down the river, and out of the corner of my eye I thought they were 2 big dogs, but they were not dogs. This couple was walking their goats. They had 2 goats and they were walking them along the river. That was really interesting for me. I didn't know people walk their goats. Millie was also super entertained by the different things she could see. There were lots of little birds that were flying around us, and she was quite happy just to sit in the car and watch what was going on with me. She really does like getting out and about. I can just sense from her how happy she is watching everything going on. it was such a relaxing time. I just have to remind myself to get out and about more often and just park up in the car and enjoy the scenery. And it wasn't long before the sun started to set. As promised, the lovely lady that I met turned up at the car park just on dusk and asked me to follow her in the car. So I started following her because the place she was taking to me wasn't on any Google Maps. And of course there wasn't any signal. So it was starting to get a little bit scary. She was a lovely lady, so I'm sure everything was going to be fine. She was really keen for me to join her and check out this place. But I must admit the road was dark and it was really scary not knowing exactly where we were going. About 35 minutes into the drive, we stopped at a little stop on a corner and I got to meet the other lady she was with.
書いてある100円。これパセリ100円。これ何アジサイ？こ
れバス停だ。
これパセリ100円。ちっちゃいな。これキュウリやわ。
Seeing the map gave me some idea of where we were in Kinokawa. But I needn't have worried, the two ladies were lovely, and the place that we'd stopped at was called Deaibashi, which means the meeting bridge, which I thought was very ironic that we're just meeting. So now we were a very short drive from the magic that was about to happen. It was like the forest was alive, tiny lights floating, blinking in silence. Unfortunately, the footage isn't as amazing as what I saw with my real eyes. In Japan, fireflies are called hotaru, and they are actually symbols of fleeting beauty and the souls of ancestors. Watching them that night, it really did feel like stepping into a dream or being let in on a quiet secret that only the local people knew about. Fireflies only appear just a few weeks each year and usually in June. They come out after dark and usually near rivers and quiet fields. Their fleeting beauty is a sign of summer's arrival. As I drove home with Millie, I'm reminded that an unplanned detour can lead to something beautiful. Thank you for coming along with us wherever you are. See you next week. Bye.